This is Combate America.
Welcome to MMA Noise. I'm Mike Straka, along with El Presidente, Patrón Rodríguez of Combate America. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me, amigo.
Well, listen, it's full circle for you, isn't it? When you go from the MMA background, obviously the professional wrestling background, now you're into promotions. How do you feel coming full circle like this?
Well, it was actually from amateur wrestling to pro wrestling to MMA, and then to be part of Combate America as the president. I mean, it's fantastic. I met my boss and friend Campbell McLaren 2 years ago. And,
of course, Campbell McLaren, co-founder of UFC.
Exactly, and he invited me to be part of this amazing project, Combate Americas, and it's going fantastic.
I understand he actually asked you to fight first, right?
Yes, exactly. He offered me an amazing contract. He actually made me go back to the gym. I tried it like for 2 weeks, and I was doing boxing with James Leija in San Antonio. I was doing sparring with one of his kids, and after the third round, I just took my gloves off, and I was like, no, I don't have it. I don't have it anymore. No más, exactly. Roberto Duran.
So you're doing these Thursday events live every month, and you've got 3 TV distributions, right? You got ESPN Deportes, you've got Azteca, and you've got UFC Fight Pass.
We have Azteca America on Thursday live. We have TV Azteca in Mexico Fridays.
Hay mucha gente aquí.
Muchísima gente viendo el producto. We have UFC Fight Pass and now ESPN, like as you mentioned.
You know, if you go back to when Bellator first started, they had their first distribution deal with ESPN Deportes, and it looked like they were going to be really focused on Latino Americans and Latino fighters. But it didn't really turn out that way. I think Bjorn had different ideas. You know, finally they got on different distribution platforms, and they sort of went away, even though it's still Bellator, they went away from the Hispanic.
The Latin market,
right.
Yes.
But you guys are pretty firm in the Latin market.
Well, yes, our main flavor is Latino, but any fighter with talent can come to Combate Americas and show us what he can do. We have only one requirement: they have to fight like Mexicans.
Like Roger Huerta and Leonard Garcia. Remember that first fight they had? What an epic bout that was. And still one of my favorite fights in the UFC. You know, your next fight on the 16th of February, you have 2 women headlining.
Yes.
And do you find that, you know, back when you were fighting, in fact, even in your professional wrestling days, before women were even divas and everything else, did you find that you would never see 2 women headlining a major MMA event, and now you have it almost every week?
Yeah, that's something that we do in Combates. We're empowering women and giving them the place they deserve in the sport or in society. I used to work for the most important companies around the world, pro wrestling or MMA companies, and they all said the same. Oh, we're going to help the Latinos. We're going to give the Latinos the place they deserve in the sport or just in society. But they were just saying that to make me sign a contract. When I met Campbell, he said the same, but he's really doing it. That's the reason, like I mentioned before, our main flavor in the company is Latino. We want to give the Latinos a place where they can showcase their talent and show the world why we Latinos are so chingones, like we always say.
So February 16th, 9 p.m. next week at the Burbank Center. What are you looking forward to on that card? You know, there's a couple undefeated fighters on that card. You got 10 fights. What can fans expect?
Well, all our fights are gonna be amazing. It's like this. I know a lot of fans. They don't understand Combate Americas yet. They don't know what Combate Americas is yet. But I can tell you this: once they watch it, right after the first time, after they watch it, they fall in love with combat.
You know, when it comes to matchmaking, as you know, as a fighter, that's one of the most important things you can do. What's your approach to matchmaking?
Well, we already have our stars, our main fighters. Our main goal is to take them to the top, to make them. They're already amazing fighters, but they want them to be superstars. We want them to sell tickets, to sell pay-per-views. If they do that, we make money and they make money.
You know, we see a lot of fighters, especially UFC fighters these days, they get different opportunities, you know, Hollywood, or it could be Dancing with the Stars, reality shows like that. I'm just curious, were you ever approached to do any type of acting work while you were in your career?
Yeah, when I was with the wrestling company, with WWE, I had a lot of offers from especially from Mexico. and some other offers from Telemundo, Univision, but unfortunately that company never let me do anything because that's the way they do business, which is fine. When you work for that place, that's the way it has to be. But now that I'm not working for them, Combates Campbell, they've given me the opportunity to do other stuff. I'm going to start a movie in April. I'm going to start a soap opera in May. I have a lot of projects. We're launching our whiskey and tequila. My beautiful fiance over there and your good friend Alberto, el Patrón, el Presidente. We were launching our tequila and whiskey. We have a lot of projects.
Well, you can't call it El Patrón, you know.
No, el Patrón no, ya me lo quitaron, pero. No, we're gonna name it Icon. Icon by Alberto, Icon by Saraya. That will be the whiskey. Just go easy, and if you do something stupid, don't blame me.
No problema there. All right, so finally, what's the vision for Combate Americas? You know, I've heard people, I've read some things where people say, oh, you want to be the next UFC. I mean, everybody wants to be the next UFC.
Yes,
you got to be a moron not to want to be the next UFC.
Yes.
But what's the short-term goal? What's the long-term goal?
Yeah, it will be ridiculous if we don't say that we want to be like the UFC.
It's like a fighter saying, I don't want to be champion.
Yeah, exactly. When I started with Combates, I said that we were going to beat UFC in Mexico by the end of 2017, and we already did that. We have more than 3 million viewers every single week in TV Azteca in Mexico. We're doing fantastic here with UFC Fight Pass and with our other partner, Azteca America. We're doing amazing things. We're gonna keep growing, and yes, it's gonna be really difficult to beat UFC here in the States, but we're not gonna stop trying.
All right, exactly. Patrón Rodríguez, El Presidente of Combate Americas. Thanks for joining us.
No, thank you for having me. Keep supporting the sport. Keep supporting Combate America. Sí, perros.
And drink lots of tequila.
My tequila. Hola amigos, this is Alberto, el Presidente de Combate Americas, but of course you already knew that. You're watching MMA Noise. Sí.